Good evening, I'm Kyle Clark. Investigators say that a man was selling mushrooms to teenagers in Boulder County. He was arrested after one of them died. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause joins us now to break down the grand jury indictment. Rachel?
Yeah, 24-year-old Benjamin Harmon is facing dozens of charges. He's accused of selling drugs to underage high schoolers in Boulder County and more. Court records say social media and Harmon's bank records led them to multiple victims in this case. According to the grand jury indictment, Benjamin Harmon messaged a 15-year-old over Snapchat back in June before meeting him at North Boulder Park to sell him psilocybin, or magic mushrooms. 3 days later, that teen was dead. Court records say the 15-year-old boy consumed the mushrooms Harmon sold him and was experiencing strong hallucinogenic effects, climbing a tall crane at a construction site before falling from what investigators call an extreme height. Toxicology results confirmed he had mushrooms in his system. The indictment also details how detectives created a Snapchat account, messaging Harmon about buying drugs. When they met up, Harmon confessed to being a drug dealer and selling to minors. According to the Boulder County DA, Harmon's social media and bank accounts led them to 19 other victims, all of them high school students. He's accused of selling drugs to kids as young as 13 years old, as well as sexually assaulting a 15-year-old girl at gunpoint. Following Harmon's arrest, DA Michael Doherty released a statement saying in part, "The extensive investigation led investigators to identify other kids being harmed and exploited," adding that "we are strongly committed to securing the right outcome in this case." Harmon is being held on a $2 million cash bond. The DA says while they've identified multiple victims in their investigation, there may be more. If you or anyone you know may be a victim, call CUPD. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
A day after Donald Trump's longest-serving chief of staff went on the record saying that the former president regularly praised Adolf Hitler, Kamala Harris was asked at a CNN town hall tonight if she believes Donald Trump is a fascist.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted.
In interviews published yesterday, John Kelly, Trump's former chief of staff, told the New York Times and The Atlantic that Trump prefers the approach of a dictator to government, and that Trump said that he wished that he had military generals as loyal as Nazi generals. Kelly, who's a retired four-star Marine general, worked for Trump in the White House from 2017 to 2019. Trump denies Kelly's claims. Tonight, firefighters are keeping an eye on a small wildfire burning along I-70 west of Frisco. That fire is a bit larger than an acre. It's burning near the Meadow Lake Trailhead in the White River National Forest. Firefighters say they have stopped it from growing. It's not currently threatening any buildings, so no evacuations are expected. Investigators are saying they do believe that it was caused by a person, but they're not saying much else. Let's turn to meteorologist Kathy Saban for a look at how winds might influence that fire.
We expect the winds to increase late tonight and tomorrow, Kyle, ahead of a weak, dry front that will generate winds out of the southwest. We already have tinder dry conditions, low humidity values, and we've had this trend of above average readings. So the winds kicking up tomorrow, not a piece of good news for firefighters in their efforts with that battle up in Summit County. And we're watching moisture come in the high and mid levels of the atmosphere in the form of high clouds. We're not going to get a lot of rain from this incoming front. It's the one behind it that we think will actually bring the changes to us, and that'll be next week. Temperatures have come down out of the 70s into the 50s this hour, but we are looking at some longer range changes, including next week with a cold front that could bring not only rain mixing with snow Tuesday into Wednesday, but the season's first freeze right here in Denver. The timing and impact of that change is coming up.
A Coloradan died face down with an officer's knee on his back. But when the Adams County coroner said that officer's actions had nothing to do with the death, the story disappeared. 2 years into a 9 News Investigates examination of that death in 2017, 2 experts now tell our Chris Vanderveen the coroner got it all wrong.
I'm here because of the National Association of Medical Examiners annual meeting. It's being held here in Denver.
For 30 years, Dr. Victor Whedon has devoted his life to the study of death.
I am a forensic pathologist.
Board certified?
I am board certified.
Weeks prior to his arrival, we asked him to review the autopsy of a man who died here in Colorado. Once here, we asked him this.
Did the Adams County Coroner's Office get this conclusion wrong?
Yes. I believe for sure they got it wrong.
A death Adams County coroner Monica Brancusia Jordan concluded was the result of something known as excited delirium was, in Dr. Whedon's mind, the result of something else entirely.
Is this a homicide?
Yes, the death would not have occurred but for the actions of the police.
We're emergent. Pecos coming up to 92nd.
This is a story rooted in assumptions.
Yeah, they got 2 sergeants on.
He ran, he fought. Police pinned him face down.
I need medical code 3, parties turned unresponsive.
He died.
Subject was unconscious, not breathing. CPR started. Confirmed we got medical en route.
Alex Gutierrez's death in 2017 under the knees, arms, and bodies of arresting officers led to all sorts of assumptions, few more consequential than the one bearing the signature of the elected Adams County coroner.
I didn't know what excited delirium was at the time.
Gutierrez was Avina DeLuna's dad.
And so I was very young, wasn't prepared to have to bury my father.
Think of excited delirium as an idea built on a theory that a body can become so excited and the mind so delirious, the heart just stops. Problem is,
4 times 6 1 status.
Gutierrez was hardly delirious when twice.
And medical center. South.
Twice.
Southwest.
He said this.
Huron Parkway.
And what about the knee? This knee on Gutierrez's back. A fact we found a fellow officer claimed didn't happen during a subsequent interview. Definitely no knee in the back, he said. No knee on the neck, no knee in the back. That's right.
Oh, it's cold. I mean, it's been 7 years, no answers. I'm gonna do what I have to do until my father's autopsy report is changed.
For more than a year, Avina and her mom asked the coroner to at least review the findings prosecutors used to clear all officers involved. And for more than a year, the coroner said, no.
How do you feel you've been treated by the coroner's office?
Like garbage. I was told, to stop emailing them. They're not gonna respond.
And so, in 2024, we asked 2 forensic pathologists, each with thousands of autopsies to their name, to do the job the Adams County coroner refused to do. Months ago, Dr. Jan Gorniak studied the autopsy file.
I have no doubt that his case is a homicide. None.
She called the Adams County report nonsense.
You say, explain what led up to his death. You will end with, he was restrained face down. Forget what started it. This is how it ended.
That's a homicide, and it should be reflected as such.
More recently, Dr. Victor Whedon reviewed the file and asked me to get one more thing.
What did you ask me for?
I asked for the emergency medical services report.
The EMS report put together
I don't think he
put together by the same team that openly wondered why Gutierrez's body looked to be in such bad shape. Dr. Whedon says he was looking for this term, slow PEA, or pulseless electrical activity.
So when you saw PEA in that report, what did you think?
I knew immediately this is another case of prone restraint cardiac arrest.
PEA told Dr. Whedon neither excited delirium nor the meth in his system killed Gutierrez. Something known as metabolic acidosis did, due to a buildup of carbon dioxide, or CO2.
In practical terms, we physicians typically say we blow off CO2, and that's really the treatment for a metabolic acidosis.
And if you're unable to blow off that CO2, for example, being prone on the ground, that buildup of lactic acid can continue and you can get metabolic acidosis in a way that can shut your heart off.
And die.
As this video shows, Gutierrez was prone or face down when he stopped moving, a fact Brancusia Jordan appears to have missed. Our records request found this email sent this year by the coroner to another reporter in town. In it, this critical line: witness reports do not place Gutierrez prone when he went unresponsive. It's why we repeatedly went to the Adams County Coroner's Office looking to ask a simple question.
Hi, my name is Chris Vanderveen.
Did you review that section of the body camera recording?
Is she in today?
She's currently not available.
Do you know when she might be available?
Yeah, I don't govern her schedule.
Each time, the elected coroner elected to dodge us. One time, late in the day, when she saw our camera, she decided not to go home.
It's her.
It's her? Okay. The next time she saw us, she decided to stop, wait a bit more, and then not come to her own office with us around. Guess she doesn't want to talk.
To say these people died of excited delirium is really wrong. That's not what's going on.
She then sent this email to my boss. It called me incompetent and threatened me with criminal prosecution should I return. Dr. Whedon says none of that should change this. Do you believe that the Adams County coroner has an obligation to review this case?
Yes, yes, because this is a case where it's very clear in the evidence.
Avina DeLuna agrees.
Do the right thing for not only me, for my family, for my son. Just do the right thing.
It's important to note homicide in the world of forensic pathology doesn't mean a crime occurred. It simply means the death happened due to the actions of someone else. The DA did clear all officers years ago, but Doctors Whedon and Gorniak strongly believe the coroner in this case has an ethical obligation to review it herself, as has been the request of Avina DeLuna for more than a year now. Chris Vanderveen, 9 News.